Next, we have central place theory. This was given by Walter Christaller in 1933. So, to give this, he studied the patterns of settlement in South Bavaria in Germany, and studying that, he gave the CPT. So, let's compare primate city and exercise rule and CPT. So, the criteria here is population size. Here, he used the criteria of functional hierarchy, which is role and importance of the city. This is a descriptive model. It just tells us what exists and not how to plan. This is a prescriptive model. It gives the ideal pattern of settlement with respect to the least cost and travel. So these are not special models, so these are not considered whether the city is here, all the cities are here, there are no cities here. It does not consider all that. Here this is a location theory, so it is a part of thread which we'll see now. So there are some of the assumptions of the location theories. Basically, study of location patterns is an important theme in geography, which is why it is also called as a science of spatial analysis. Second, quantitative relation, it inspired the use of quantitative geometrical analysis in studying the patterns of settlements. So these two things inspired the CPT. Also, the location triad, which are Van Thunen's agricultural location theory, which was given in 1826, and Alfred Weber's industrial location theory, which was given in 1920. These two also inspired Walter Christaller CPT, which was given in 1933. So and these two things inspired him to give the CPT. So what are the challenges? Main challenge of these location theories is how to standardize and quantify human activity. The solution offered by them is to reduce subjectivity by using the simplifying ideal assumptions. So let's see these assumptions. First one is the isotropic surface. The surface is flat, featureless, uniform, and monotonous. Therefore, same physical conditions exist everywhere. Second, the man is economic. He is an economic man. So only economic factors influence him. He does not have any emotional bias or cultural choices. Therefore, his judgment is value free. Next, he is a rational man. That is, he has access to all the info and he can process all that info also. Next, perfect competition conditions exist. That is, there will be fixed price and no discounts will be offered for price manipulation. No unfair trade practice will be there, and supply exactly balances the demand. This is why all these assumptions are called normative assumptions, and the target is profit maximization. Therefore, the theories are also called as least cost theories. Now coming to the objective of our study, it is to establish cost efficient location pattern of settlements with respect to how many number of settlements and what should be the spacing between them and how many levels of hierarchy should be there and number of settlements in each hierarchy. So we need to first know some concepts in CBT, which are the first one is the central place. It is any settlement in terms of goods and service offered. So it can be any settlement and it is plotted using a single dimensionless dot. Next, we have the central place function. This is the highest hierarchy of goods and services offered at the central place. For example, Mumbai can have a central place function like port, Bombay Stock Exchange, or Antilla. Therefore, each settlement has its own central place function, and this decides the hierarchy of central place function. Hierarchy of central place function decides the hierarchy of the settlement. Next, we have the complementary area. This is the area of influence of the central place. For example, you want a sandwich and you are living here, you won't go to the central place because you are far away from the range. Whereas this, if you are living here, you can go here. So this is the range of the central place. This is similar to the sphere of influence we have seen already. It is circular because the surface is isotropic. So distance decay operates in this complementary area concept. Next, you have range of service and goods. This is the maximum distance a person is willing to travel to get the goods and services. That is, if you want a sandwich, you won't be going to this bakery, you will go to some other bakery. If you are here, you will go to this bakery. Next, ratio population is the minimum amount of population, minimum number of beds needed for the CBF central place function to exist. That is, suppose this bakery requires minimum 300 beds to come every day. It is the threshold population of the bakery. If there are only 200 people coming there, it won't be able to survive. Next, to attain the cost efficiency, what should we do? First of all, the customer wants maximum number of CPs because he wants the best service, and seller wants the minimum number of CPs because he wants to reduce his cost. But this will lead to duplication and this will lead to monopoly. CPT want to prevent both and provide optimal number of central places. So for this, first the radius of complementary area must be equal to range of goods and services. If range is more than the complementary range is more than the radius of complementary area, demand will be more than supply, and if it is less, demand will be less than supply. And second, the population of the complementary area must be equal to the threshold population. For example, if threshold is 15 and there are only 10 people there, supply will be more, and there are 20 people, supply will be less. Next, if we consider circular complementary areas, this will be left out area, and if they are overlapping, this will be area of duplication. Therefore, circular complementary areas will be only applicable if there is only one single CP, or else we will use regular hexagonal shapes. So this is the honeycomb structure, which is the best shape for this. So what are the conclusions of CPT model? It is based on the empirical studies of South Bavaria and Germany. So 7 hierarchical levels is the most efficient one. It considers only 3 functions, which are marketing and retail, transport and administration. So for these 3, there are 3 different settlement patterns are given. What are the limitations? It does not consider manufacturing function, which is very important function. Also, it does not differentiate different types of marketing, administration or transport functions. First, let's see marketing function. For this, lower order central places must be at vertices of hexagon of the higher order central place. So how to draw this in exam? First, draw the three black hexagons. Second, draw the lower order CPs at the vertices. Then draw the hexagon in the middle. Then draw 6 hexagons sharing here. So if you see this small hexagon is being shared by 3 hexagons. Therefore 6 times a by 3 plus this one single hexagon is a. Therefore a equal to 3a. Therefore a by a, that is k value, will be 3. Therefore one higher order central place will serve 3 smaller central places for the marketing function. Next, we have the transport function. For this, lower order central place must be at midpoint of the higher central places hexagon. Therefore, first draw 3 hexagons side by side. Then put the point in midpoint and draw the hexagon shared by these two. Draw the hexagon in center and complete the hexagon figure. Here we have the one single one in the middle and 6 of them sharing half of their areas. Therefore, the k value will be 4. Therefore, one higher order central place will serve 4 small central places. Next, we have administrative function. Here the most important thing is lower order central place should not be shared by 2. Therefore this should not overlap with the second hexagon. Therefore k is equal to 7 is the most efficient one, like said by the Kristaller. So analysis of CPT model, it is a location theory, it is a normative theory, it is a least cost theory, and the concepts are interesting. But ideal conditions, assumptions, they do not actually happen in real life, but these set standards for the real life planning. For example, these are used in polders in Netherlands and fence in Britain. The criticism is that it uses only 3 functions, which are very low, and also it ignores manufacturing function, which is very important. So is this model applicable in India? It is applicable in general. For example, for administrative function, we have national capital, state capital, district headquarters, tahsil, block and gram panchayat. Therefore we have 6 levels, which is very close to 7 of the CPT. But it does not apply at the state level or district level, because India has 29 states or 28 states, and for example Telangana has 26 districts. So this won't apply in the second level of hierarchy. And marketing principle, the distance between central places must be root 3, which is 1.732. In India it is 1.4 to 1.8, which is very close, but these both can be considered as a coincidence rather than because of the deliberate planning. Next, some modifications by the August Lodge, who gave it in 1940s. So again, this is also a location theory, but this is relatively less normative, and the concepts are very much similar to Kristaller. So what is the difference between CPT is that for him, profit maximization and economic efficiency, he uses the principle of revenue maximization rather than least cost alone, which is used by CPT. So for him, if there is a reduction in demand, we should reduce prices, therefore the sales will increase and therefore revenue will increase. So he is using the revenue maximization concept. Also, this is a Fordist model, therefore he will apply the principles of economies of scale. Therefore he will consider the agglomeration effects, and he also includes manufacturing functions also. Actually he gives 150k values, so he is very diverse, and also he extends the concept of agglomeration to specialized services also. Next, he does not follow the perfect competition condition set by the Kristaller. He ignores the role of monopoly. Also, he considers 150k values, therefore he has much more diversity, and also this model is more practical and more closer to reality. So for him, landscape will have sectors of specialization and agglomeration. So these blue ones, there will be 12 sectors with 6 blue and 6 red sectors. So blue ones are very rich with agglomerations, and poor ones are with the lower order CPs. So there will be agglomerations and production changes going on here, and there will be lower order CPs.